Hildy?
Good morning, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here, but mostly it's an honor to be one of the co-chairs of the 50th anniversary. I'd like to introduce to you some very important people to me, and that is representing the city of Calexico, our Mayor Pro Tem, Mr. David Uzan, Councilmember John Moreno, Councilmember Luis Castro, Imperial Valley College Trustee Louis Wong, from the Calexico Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors, Mr. Robert Rubio and Ms. Libby Peraza, and also I would like to say these few words. We are now in this wonderful Raleigh-Carrillo quad. Raleigh-Carrillo, who is true to my heart, was one of those movers and shakers back in the late 50s, early 60s. His family, some of the members of his family are here from San Diego, and I'd like to recognize them. Mr. and Mrs. George Carrillo. I know they're here because they walked in late when they saw them. And Raleigh Carrillo's brother, Ruben Carrillo, and his wife, Cecilia. They're here from San Diego also. And of course, you've all met Supervisor Victor Carrillo, one of his sons. So as you can see, we have real ties to this campus because it's kind of in our blood. It used to be discussed over breakfast and at lunch and over coffee, and this was going to happen, and it did. We saw a photo recently of Raleigh Carrillo handing over one key to Dr. Joe Rodney for the campus. And what's wonderful is that here we are in the Raleigh Carrillo quad, right in front of the Dr. Joseph Rodney Auditorium. And Dr. Joseph Rodney's daughter, Pat, and his granddaughter, Linda, are here with us today. But not only that, the Rodney great-grandchildren are part of the business community now. And we run into them all the time. So it is an ongoing legacy. We're in front of the John Stepling Art Gallery. John Stepling was the publisher of the Calexico Chronicle and a really good friend of Raleigh Carrillo and Les Dow and Joe Acuna and Louis Legaspi, and they made the city of Calexico really move in order to obtain this campus. If you came in the front gate, you came through the John and Marcia Menville family gate. The Menvilles are here, always supporters of the campus. They bought that gate because we needed someone to buy it. If you came in through the south gate, you came in through the Frank and Virginia Moreno family gate. The Moreno family is here, Frank and Virginia Moreno. They're right there in the aisle. Like the Menvilles, the Morenos have a true investment in this campus. The Moreno family had 5 children. 4 of them are in education. 1 of them is a city council member in Calexico, and 1 of them is an executive in banking. I don't know what happened to him. But all the other ones went into education. If you came in this gate over here, the north gate, that is the Calexico Noontimers Gate, Lions Club Noontimers Gate. Jaime Santos, Sr., was the president of the Calexico Noontimer Lions Club. His children, his nephews and nieces, all were students here. They have gone on to be psychologists, executives, administrators, and the Lions Club gave back to us because we were educating a group of their children. Inside the administration building, we have the Alejandro and Florencia Nogales Administration Room. In the library, we have the Fernando and Margarita de Necochea room. And if you look around at all the benches while you're here today, all the benches have a little plaque. And they were all purchased with love for this campus by members of the community. Of course, the biggest building here, that big old tower, is named after Doctors David and Dolores Ballesteros, because of course, Dean Ballesteros was here for all of the remodeling, for all of his wonderful ideas, and he kind of owns that tower back there. I don't know if some of you know this, but I worked here for approximately 10 years in the 80s. My first year here was Linda Lopez McAllister's last year. She doesn't remember, but I reminded her this morning that I was in the Aztec Shops trailer, when we had trailers all over campus. And she had just gotten out of a brutal faculty meeting. And she was wearing a black coat. And I'd been here like maybe a couple of weeks. And I didn't know what she was talking about, but I listened. And she made such an impression on me that I will never forget that other people have problems too. Then came Dr. Murphy. He was the acting dean, or the pretending, for a couple of years, and we worked together on all these wonderful events and things. And then came Dr. Ballesteros, my mentor, who really let me run and do a lot of special things. He was the one that said, we need a gallery. Come up with one. You've got 2 weeks, and this is the budget. So we did. Our first gallery was over in the corner, in that corner building. We did some wonderful things. But I do remember, and I totally failed my test today, that we had commencement and we had balloons. And after that commencement, Dean Ballesteros said, don't you ever have balloons for commencement again. And you know what? I totally forgotten that. As I was sitting here, I thought, oh my God, Dr. Ballesteros told me not to ever do this again. So I hope you have a wonderful time. I hope you understand what it means to have San Diego State University here, what it means to the Carrillo family, to the Moreno family, to the Rodney family, to the Santos family, to the Stepling family, to the De Necochea family, to all the families that have a true investment in this campus. And with that, I just want to say that this morning we had a press conference, and I got to pin President Weber with a new 50th anniversary pin. He doesn't know this, but I think we're now engaged. Anyway, thank you very much, and I'd like to introduce Roberta Byrne.